So poops, usually when we make videos, it's not like we wanna create some sort of world-shaking change. I mean, it can happen, but usually not. For all you know, we're all just deluding it along the way. But yesterday, something very different from the normal happened, cause it looks like Randuk just got arrested. So poops, if you didn't know who Randuk was, don't worry bro, you're not missing out on much. Anyway, the guy got arrested just yesterday, and it may or may not have had something to do with the fact that I used him as an example in my video about how to make a police report. Yeah, so I don't know how many people actually went and reported Randuk as a joke. It was meant to be a simulation joke type thing. But if even 10% of all the people that watched that video about how to make police reports went out there and reported him, then we would have gotten like 100 reports. Easy. It's obviously nowhere near that high, but I guess you understand how that math works. Could have had nothing to do with that video though, since it looks like MCMC went out and visited his mom's house, deleted his account.
The guy did get released, but can we do this for more of his posts perhaps? It's time to normalize reporting racist.
For those of you who don't know, Randuk is a defender of Bahasa Melayu. The guy owns a t-shirt shop apparently, and he basically uses his social media to be a terpaling hamba to the cause of the Malays allegedly, which means trying to become popular with the most racist, bottom barrel members of our society who are susceptible to race baiting. He goes around insulting anybody who doesn't fit in with his vision of what Malaysia should look like, yapping about colonialism, insulting people, using pictures of people's faces, more on this later, basically just race baiting, posting insulting picture after insulting picture generated with AI, throwing it all out to his starving followers who validate him by screaming about type C pendatangs while acting like they're so-called defending the Malay language. Oh yeah, he even has a YouTube channel where he casually says things like this.
Perkataan keling tak salah. Tak menghina pun.
Well, about 2 years ago, Yosapoop ended up meeting this fascinating character. Basically, he posted another one of his stupid posts, and I made it very clear that I thought the post was stupid. After which, our hero basically decided to go to my personal Instagram, screenshotted it, and made this beautiful, wonderful post right here. Wow. Now, I'm not sure what most people do in this situation. I think that probably a lot of people back down, delete their account, start crying, I was made viral! Yeah, but I wasn't having that, so we had a pleasant little conversation, during which this little joker said, "Kau nak report? Report lah! Kita tengok mahkamah ikut perlembagaan dan undang-undang negara mana. Dah tentulah Malaysia, bukannya UK." They're like, alright. He literally went out and accused the legal system of being racially biased. Does anybody out there in the Malaysian bar and the judiciary want to answer him? Anyway, Sapoop, challenge accepted. So first I reported him to Instagram, then I made an MCMC report, then I made a police report, then I may or may not have written a personal message to Fahmi Fadzil, which Fahmi Fadzil may or may not have actually replied. The post got deleted. MCMC filed a legal request to take it down. I became friends with an officer who is, by the way, a fan of mine even today, and he may or may not have called Randuk personally, gone over to his house, and helped him see the world a little bit more. And here we are now. After, by the way, he blocked me and ran away like a scared little animal before forming a beautiful, beautiful bromance, or is it a romance, with his beloved darling Muhammad Firdaus bin Salehuddin, who can't decide whether he wants to help you build your personal brand or to be a racist.
He claims he wants to lift up the narrative of Melayu Islam, but I have no idea what that is apart from race baiting and gaslighting.
But either way, Tahniah dan Malaysia boleh. You know, on a really basic and fundamental level, there's nothing wrong with valuing the culture, the heritage, the faith, the way of life of the Malays, who are our friends, brothers, and sisters. But I think people like Randuk are an entirely different species. We talked about this when I made my recent police report, featuring that one dude who may or may not be a Malaysia Madani advocate. You know, the funny thing is that jokers like these want other races to so-called respect back then, doing all sorts of nonsense like talking about Barbie and stuff of that nature to the point that sometimes you just don't even know whether these people are real people or not. But I'm pretty sure that Randuk is a real person. I'm pretty sure that the Kopubi guy is a real person as well. So yes, these people exist. They are out there in our community. Now, I can't exactly say how the Malays are going to bunk it. That's not for me to decide as somebody who's not even Malay.
As in, people genuinely respect them, genuinely value their culture, genuinely think that they are amazing, without their having to glaze themselves.
But what's pretty clear to me is how they are not going to bunk it is by going out there race baiting, doxing people, taking part in these kinds of disgusting activities that their moms should be ashamed of. So yeah, if your people are behaving like this and somehow expecting everyone to use the language that they are comfortable with to communicate with them, yeah, fat hopes. Cause last I checked, nobody was interested in hanging out with sociopaths on a daily basis. I certainly am not, and for me, it's probably better that people like these end up behind bars and stay behind bars. But well, what does this show, Sapoops? It shows that our justice system is well and working, and if the reason you don't want to make police reports is because you really feel somehow that the police can't deliver the outcomes that you want, well, here's a nice counter example against that. And it shows that if you go out and report, it's not a meaningless thing. So don't go out and make excuses about how, oh, the police are not going to do anything out there. Because whether you like it or not, everything that happened here shows that that's not true. Obviously, we don't want to go around and report people all day and all night. We have so many things to do during the day that don't include reporting to the police. But to me, I feel like it's worthwhile to do because of the principle of the thing. We live in a multicultural society, and whether we like it or not, that takes effort to maintain. There are some people out there who want to make this something very different from what we grew up with and what we know. Maybe because they are insecure with their identities, who they are, their sense of self, and they can't actually accept what diversity really means. It's very easy to just be all apathetic, ignore, Allah, don't care about him je lah. But yo, if somebody is bullying you and literally just slapping you in the face over and over again, you think you're ignoring them is gonna do anything? No, it isn't going to do shit. Now, I'm not guaranteeing you that if you do report, then you are gonna get an outcome like this, but I suggest to you that you do it because you believe that this is the kind of thing that you're not gonna accept in our society. Obviously, I personally can't report everyone. I don't even know every single person out there, but you have the ability to make that change if you actually want it to happen, to make it so that people can't be making racist comments wherever it is that they go without consequences. Anyway, yeah, for now, our reporting experiences were fulfilled and they live happily ever after, or something like that. Anyway, what do you think, Sapoops? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments. That's all to say about that, and bye.